Hi, this is Jillian, and this is a speed paint I did for Good Omens, which is a really good show on, I believe, Amazon right now. It's really cute and has a good sense of humor, but if you're super duper uber religious, you might have some problems with it. In terms of why it turns itself upside down, I have no idea. I tried fixing it and I couldn't figure it out. If anyone has any ideas what I'm doing wrong, that's just how Procreate put it out, and I couldn't fix it. I'm so sorry, but I wanted to share it because I thought it was an interesting speed paint nonetheless, and the picture turned out really nice. Now on to a storytime semi-review type thing. First of all, let me tell y'all who don't know me that well, I've only been doing digital art for a little over a year now. I had been a traditional artist for ever since I was 14. I made the transition last year. I bought myself an iPad. It's just a normal Generation 6 and a pencil. And I fell in love the moment I touched the pencil to the screen. It was a bit different. It's like trying to learn to draw all over again in ways, because it takes a while to get used to the pen and the glass. And I have a different screen protector now, so it's a little bit better. But my first one was a glass protector. The one I've got now is a plastic one that has more of a gummy feel to it, if that makes any sense. And at some point when this one stops working, or if it gets gross, I might get the matted one, but I've heard some bad things about the matted one, and I couldn't find one that had the shatter protection for some reason. And I'm clumsy and a butterfingers, and I love my iPad too much, and they're too expensive to waste money on like that. And the reason I switched screen protectors, my old glass one, I had dropped my iPad one too many times, and it had gotten significantly cracked. But it had done its job. The iPad was still intact, no real cracks in it, so yay. I don't remember what brand it was. It was just one I bought at Target. For those who are thinking about getting a new tablet, I would recommend the Apple iPad. It's really user friendly. I got the 6. I had thought about getting the Pro, but it was twice as much, and it didn't have that much more benefits for me. The 6 could do the pencil, and that was my main thing. I was like, it's gotta do the pencil, it's gotta do Crunchyroll, it's gotta do YouTube and that type of thing. And the Pro, it was just a fraction faster, and it didn't make as much noise on the screen or something when you tapped it, and that wasn't $300 worth of extra money for me to buy into the Pro. Now, I will say that I wish I had gotten one with a little bit more memory in it, but maybe when this one dies, I will consider that. But overall, I'm really happy with my purchase of the iPad. Now, the pencil, I've had some problems with. My first pencil, 3 months after owning it, it got a crack like towards the top of it. And it's an old pencil. It's like it was a new pencil, but it was the old model, if that makes sense, where the top pops off. And it got cracked like right there next to where the top pops off, like the charging part. And I took it to the store. I'm lucky enough to have an Apple store in my town. And they said that it was due to like pressure, outside pressure. It wasn't a manufacturing default to it. Even though I treated this thing like the baby Jesus. Like, I had this toothbrush holder type thing that you take to travel with. I had stuck it in there. And anytime I wasn't charging it, using it, it lived in that thing. Like, there's no way it got outside pressure unless you count laying in a protected spot while charging and or using it in normal use. I wasn't like biting on the end. I wasn't trying to break it. When I first got it, I like pressured it a little bit in the middle, but not enough to crack it. Like, I was just like seeing that it was sturdy. That's the only thing I did. You know how you do a normal pencil, you just touch it to make sure that it's good, solid, if that makes any sense. And I was like, okay. So I just super glued that sucker together, saved myself $100 or close to it. Like, they would have replaced it for like, I think 80 something dollars, and the new ones were like 100. And I was like, no. It was too expensive for that type of thing to be, and it was only cosmetic at that point. Now, about 3 months after it cracked, it stopped working entirely, and that time they decided to give me a new one. I think it was like refurbished the way the tip looked, the nib. But I was grateful to have a working pencil, and it's been good so far than the new one that they gave me in replacement to my old one. But, like, I don't know why they didn't do it the first time. And, like, I had taken it back another time because it had been acting up a little bit, like, about 2 months after it cracked, and they, like, reset my systems, let me buy a new nib, or told me to replace the nib, and then it kept on acting up, and like it would only do it like while I was on YouTube or something drawing while listening. And I was like, oh, I can live without YouTube while drawing. I'll just watch a DVD or something. And it still would act up after a while. Like, I was really grateful when they finally switched me out for a new one. I know it wasn't the store's fault or like the employee's fault. It was just company policy to do the way that they did. But like, it just irritated me a little bit. They might not be happy with my little review, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit. As for the art program I use Procreate. If y'all are thinking about getting it, if you have an iPad, I love it. It's very intuitive. It has a lot of tools and brushes, and it's getting better. And it's only like $10. Like, I'm sure a bunch of people have like reviewed this sucker, but I love it. And like, you can even like do photo editing and stuff a little bit in it. I haven't done too much of that. at some point I'll give it a go. But overall, I've really enjoyed Procreate. I did try Sketch, which is a free program, and it's pretty good for a free program. They have like a $5.99 one available where you can do like an upgrade for it, but I don't like it as much as the Procreate. I had tried it on a friend's iPad. It was missing several of the features that I liked about Procreate. Anyway, I hope y'all liked it, and please subscribe and have a nice day. Bye!